All right. I'm going to call this meeting to order. It's the Finance Facilities Committee meeting.
Recording in progress.
I do that every time.
So does Beverly.
I'm going to call this meeting to order at 6:01. Where is my brain? Many of you out there are asking the same thing. Finance Facilities Committee meeting. It's October 7th. We have myself, Jen White, Jay Whitelaw. We also have our superintendent, our business manager, our facilities manager as well, director, whatever your formal title is, I'm sorry, and probably business manager.
I like director better.
Yeah, director.
Finance director.
Business manager sounds old.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but that's okay. I'm called both.
All right, so the first order of business is review of the or consideration of the September 2nd meeting minutes. Do we have any changes we'd like to propose, additions? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes. Moved. I think I heard Jay second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Cool. Next order of business is update on robotics and what in blue blazes is going on with robotics.
Well, you missed my shout out to Sam Kilpatrick and his team because they have done a remarkable job not only cleaning the whole place out, but it was really important to paint the floors and the walls before they got in because, we wanted it to be kind of pristine. And so there was a lot of work. I'll let him explain. And then we have been talking to Sherry, both coaches actually, in between to just figure out, what needs to happen with the culling of the stuff that they have. There's going to be things that they need immediately in that space. There's going to be other things that we have to store. So we've walked around with Matt and Sam and looked for space close to that auto shop that they can use as storage, but I'll let Sam take over and talk about the actual move process.
Sam, you have the floor.
As she's mentioned, the guys have got the place cleaned out and painted. Actually, they're still painting. Be working on the walls for the rest of the week, I guess. I have been in contact with one of the two movers that are capable of moving the heavy equipment, the lathes, etc. Collins and Jewell out of Norwich. I haven't got a final number yet. I did not get a call back today. I thought I was going to get a call back today, but I will continue to call and get that in the next day or so to get that estimate and a date when we will actually move the heavy equipment into the garage. In the meantime, we did submit a building permit for the electrical so that we can wire this stuff up. That should be ready. It may be ready now. I don't know. I didn't check with our maintenance coordinator today to see whether he had it in hand yet or not. But
he told me today that he had reached out to the fire marshal, Bednar, so he had already done that part of it. So I don't know if that was with the building permit or not. But
that's part of it, yes.
Yeah, I'd wait with that.
When was the electrical permit applied for?
I'm sorry?
When was the electrical permit applied for?
This week, earlier this week.
You mentioned the paving walls. Are the floors done so that,
Floors are done, yeah.
so can they sort of move in, or no, they just get in the way at this point?
No, we can start moving stuff in.
The smaller stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I think they're back at PV, is that correct? Or they're still there?
I don't think they're meeting at this time. I don't believe they're there. I don't know.
They
I'm
might
not sure.
be. I don't know if they're meeting there. I know that they packed up most of the stuff.
Everything over there I saw was packed up. for the most
Okay.
part.
I thought, maybe that they had, a competition coming up so that they were starting to, unpack a little bit so that they can practice.
Competitions don't start
Yeah.
until January.
Till after the new year.
The official season starts in
In Jan.
But they do train people, especially new people, and they do have things going on prior to January. That's why they want to get in there in October.
Yeah,
They want to have an open house for the parents sometime around the 15th of October,
Yeah.
so that's why I'm trying to get as much over there as we can, as quickly as we can at this
Yeah.
point.
do you think that's gonna happen? I mean, you have like a week left.
Yeah, well, we don't have much time.
Yeah. Do you think so I know you haven't heard from or you're waiting for the movers. Is it only one who has responded out of the two?
Yeah,
Okay. So, and then when you're speaking to them, did they say like what their scheduling was out till?
well,
Or,
they're going to actually work overtime on a weekend to do it. Is the
perfect.
plan. So I just need to find out which, get the final number and what weekend we're actually going to make that move.
We have, I think, both coaches with us. I don't know if either one of them want to speak, but I'd be happy to yield the floor to either or both Sherry or Chris. If you have anything you want to add or let us know about what's going on your end. Like, how do you see things?
Good, yeah, so.
we can hear
Can you
you.
hear me?
We can hear you, Sherry.
Sherry.
Yeah, so we are currently meeting at PV. We were supposed to be competing in a competition on the 18th, an off-season competition at Old Lyme High School that we do every year, and last season drove as a training opportunity for our new drive team, but unfortunately they had to cancel that event as they didn't have field support to run the field system. So,
This is Old Lyme Kansas.
but we are meeting. We are still meeting. Students are practicing, getting some drive practice in.
Oh, good.
We're trying to plan for open house, but we still have no idea when to plan that for.
Do you have any of the equipment set up? Sherry, what do you have over at PV for the kids to be working on?
Everything we kind of set up something of the field, thinking we were competing. We just found out over the weekend that it was canceled. So we unpacked and put up part of the field so that we get some drive practice.
Good.
And there were some repairs they had to do on the robot, so that's been done. And so now we're just waiting to, get moved in so we can get set up and schedule our orientation, or our open house and all of that.
Okay. Well, we should probably talk again because I know that Sam has been, really making phone calls daily trying to get a commitment to when, the move can happen. So right now the painting is going on and I think that should be done by the end of the week. So that's a good sign because then it'll be really ready. And then they've located space for storage. Remember when we talked about that? For those things that you don't have to have immediate access to, but that can be stored away and not take away space in the auto shop. So we talked about sorting through those things that could be stored versus those things that you would need at your fingertips, while building and, constructing. So
So you do have a space for storage?
Yep. We did another walkthrough. Keep walking through the same spaces and asking questions.
Now-
What about here?
Now
What
I'm
about
curious.
there?
Did you find space for the business office?
Yeah, I think we did.
Okay.
So, that might be something we can follow up with Chris and Sherry to go back to Fitch and kind of look at those spaces again.
Is it near, like,
No, we don't have a space, or we do?
You do.
We still need to.
No.
You know
did.
where those spaces are?
There's a double closet that had aluminum falcons on it that you could store.
It's down the other end of the building, it's by the wood shop.
But we were thinking that stuff could be stuff that you could really truly store, because Matt's gonna clean it all out. So whatever's in there is going, and it'll be all yours. And it's not just one closet, it's a double closet. Do you remember that space, Sherry?
It was the old robotic space that has our logo on it, correct?
Yeah, it's got an aluminum door.
Yeah, I know, it's got a ton of stuff in it, I believe.
But they're taking all the stuff out. They're clearing it.
Okay, and then the business team would meet where?
I don't know. I think we were looking at the space where we have the,
Glenn's room?
yeah, what would we call that room? It's like a production space. It's a space that we do graphic design.
Glenn Graham's room? You know where that is, Sherry?
I believe so.
Is that down the business hall?
Yeah, it's right around the corner by the cafeteria, by the kitchen.
Oh, by the kitchen.
And we've talked about cleaning out the wood shop too, because we know that the parents do some woodworking, and the kids could use some space there too, additional space, should you need it. So, and I think we even looked down the hall close to the auto shop, but I can't remember what we found. But maybe if you guys walk with us, we can look.
Yeah, there was we went through when we met IT there as well, and there was a storage closet. I believe that was a custodian storage closet. And then he also mentioned, Tim, that there's a little break room that he said the custodians don't use. They usually go in the staff room, so he was wondering about that space as well.
That's not true. They use it daily.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that that was the problem with the storage space for the custodians. It's in a place where they need to mix things that are, chemical kinds of things in a safe space. So that's why we looked for something that would be empty and you could store things.
So we have the garage, the double closet.
We have a
And then-
cleaned out wood shop
wood-
eventually, and then also a real nice space that has like a green screen in the background, and I think you can
Oh, yeah,
put some
production.
equipment in there too. You had mentioned some different equipment, Sherry. I'm trying to remember
Yeah.
what it was. Some kind of a printing.
We do. We have a printer. We have a vinyl cutter and a heat press. So is there a space where we'd be able to keep those
Yep.
things?
Yep, I think that's what Matt was referring to. So I think if we get you over there, you'll be able to see it.
Yeah. So
Well,
is
I'm sorry,
that,
go
oh, sorry, so is that like, them going and inspecting the places before they start moving the stuff in, so
Yeah,
that they
just
could
to
see it? Yeah,
Confirm it, yeah.
yeah,
We've been doing that.
okay,
We've been going back and forth doing that and looking everywhere for space. In a very big school that's really full.
yeah.
So.
Jay, do you have any questions or comments?
I don't. I guess just when you project, we could start moving smaller things in.
Well, I think as soon as we get that closet cleared out for the storage stuff, but I think you were talking about the things that you needed right away to come first. Is that right, Sherry?
Yeah, that would be great.
So I would
No, I'm
think
being-
once the floor gets dry, right? Can you give them an estimate?
I'm hoping it'd be sometime next week.
Oh, is the floor like some special paint? Is that like,
It is something
it's,
very special.
okay,
Epoxy of some sort.
it's like an epoxy and it needs to,
And the longer
okay,
it cures, the better it'll stand
so
up.
that it just
Otherwise, it
stabilizes,
peels up like.
yeah.
Well, you had to, like, what did you have to do? Like, scrape it or something, the cement?
Well, you have to etch it. You got to use
have to etch it.
acid and acid wash the concrete to get it so that the paint will adhere.
Here.
Nice.
Otherwise,
Now I want to see it, because
Yeah,
like
I know.
last time I saw it, it was like,
September,
yeah,
a little more than a month ago.
yes. Yeah, but like he's done a lot, his team has done a lot of work. So, And so moving away from that semi-related, do you have the space for the winter stuff that was in the shop? Like,
Winter stuff?
yeah, like,
Oh, yeah, we got a nice big container.
you know, like the
Oh, for
snow
our-
plows,
For
yeah,
our equipment, yeah.
for your equipment,
We
and
have
we're
a
all set
container,
there.
we took over some space at the middle school, so.
Okay, so we're good there. Okay.
And if we need a little extra container, I don't know where we'll put it, but if there's other things that can be stored outside for robotics, you know, we'll put the stuff that needs to be stored inside in those double closets, but if there's other stuff that, you know, they want more room for the field and we need to store it, we'll figure that out for them.
I think they already told us they need a container too, so we're working on that.
Okay.
Find a space that's close enough by.
Yeah. When those containers, did we buy them or are we renting?
We purchased this one.
Okay. Yeah. A nice big falcon on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like if we can't find room in the school, we'll potentially need another container.
For some of the
For them.
robotic stuff that they
For
don't,
them, yeah.
that can be stored outside without heat, that sort of stuff.
Yep, okay. And can that be closer than Groton Middle? Because like if you said your containers
Yeah,
in
we have-
between.
Yeah, I think it'll, are you familiar with the little parking lot that's between the two schools?
Yeah, where
As you
the
start to go to
seniors,
middle school?
where the seniors paint their parking?
No, just the opposite side of that driveway headed to the middle school.
Oh, yeah,
There's
okay,
one
on
over
the other
there
side.
that we could squeeze something in there.
And Sherry says that they have, I guess, the, what is it, the trailer that carries the robot? And so they need to store that too, so we're going to put that over in that same parking lot. So it'll be right across
Yeah.
from the garage.
Oh, good. And we have security.
Not as close as anybody wants it, but it's fairly close.
That's close enough. Yeah. And we have security. I know we shouldn't be talking about security, but so that like if we're leaving these. Okay.
Yeah, and I just wanted to make sure too that you brought the updated floor plan. Things had to be rearranged because when we went with IT last week, we realized after it being all cleared out, there was a sink, some heaters as you walk in there, and the equipment that was planned to go there can't go there, so things had to be adjusted. So just for when, you know, they're doing the power.
So when did that floor plan come through?
That was Thursday, we met?
Who sent,
Wednesday.
can you read,
And it was up,
who sent it?
you need it. I sent it. And
Can
it's
you resend it
updated.
to Sam and I?
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't know why I missed that.
Probably somewhere in the 200 emails.
Yeah, I know.
So obviously, I'm worried about the schedule, not for me to worry about, but it's your outfit. But as we get to closure, something happening, when it happens, it'll be important, obviously, to have an open line of communication. So who's on the robotics side, who's on the school side that actually, who contacts who provides information, because I'll be honest, Sherry does not know certain things.
Well, Sherry and I have been communicating weekly with Sam and Chris sometimes. So, we are keeping in touch, and she knows how to reach me.
Yeah, I mean, too many cooks spoil the pot, but there should be at least one point person on each side that's reliable. You can call, email, whatever, and say, what do you need? Here's what I need. How can I get it? Where are we? That kind of thing.
So I would say Sam is the real go-to, and Sherry
Okay.
have been communicating.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that happens, that's all.
Well, there's a whole team of people working on this project, but I would say that they're the ones who are communicating most often.
So would it be, I'm looking at my calendar because I love calendars, but if like the floor settles by next week sometime, I know it's supposed to rain, so I don't know if that impacts anything. And I know you said like the movers can potentially work on the weekend. Would it be aggressive to say that like maybe we can move the big equipments in by the 18th and 19th and so they could get an open house by the end of the month?
That's what I'm hoping for.
Okay.
Got to have the go-ahead from them.
Okay.
I mean, can we possibly commit to a date so they know when to let people know when the open house
Can't
is?
commit to a date until the movers tell me what the date is that they can do it.
Okay,
Not just anybody can do this stuff.
right, understood.
Yeah, understand.
Sherry, in case we run into any trouble with the movers, are you able to do an open house at PV or not really?
No, everything's packed up.
Okay.
We want students and families to come in and see the shop set up. And
Okay, all right.
I mean, the students all do, each sub-team plans a little, demo for their sub-team, and we really can't do that with everything packed up.
All right, so we'll be on it and let you know as soon as we get a date for the move. And as soon as the floors are dry, some of the little smaller things that are movable, if you've got some people to help out, that can start coming over. We'll let you know as soon as that is dry. Sam will let you know.
Okay.
Do you need volunteers? Do you need help from anybody? I mean, I can find the pickup truck. So that's just me.
So are we moving everything else? Is that what the expectation is?
I don't know what you're moving. I know what I'm moving as far as the large stuff is concerned, and then there's some medium-sized stuff that we plan on helping move.
Okay.
But I was told that you also had people that were going to help with the move. But either way, you and I will work that out offline.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
I think,
yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead, Sherry.
I think we have, parents and things that would be willing to help.
Okay. So it sounds like it's a phase thing. We can
Yeah,
have,
Yeah.
it is a
as
phase
soon
thing.
as the space itself is ready, never
Right.
mind the movers. The walls are painted and the floor is cured and we have whatever electrical we need in there. Well, do you need electrical work to be done before they move anything in?
No, I want the heavy stuff in there so that we know, to make sure that it fits exactly where it is on the plan.
Okay. So does
So
the
that
heavy
we can
stuff
run
have
the
to come
power
in?
directly to where the equipment's
Does
going to
the
be
heavy
located.
stuff have to come in first?
The heavy
does.
stuff does, yes.
So getting the movers on board is the rate limiting factor, basically. Okay. So everything's up in the air until we get the movers on board. That's what it comes down to. Okay. Jay, any comments? Hearing.
No, I'm all set, thank you.
Thank you, Jay. All right. Anything else, Sherry? And Chris, you're welcome to chime in too if you want.
I guess are we saying that nothing else can be moved in until those two big machines are moved in? Because I'm thinking if we could get what we can over there and say the movers can't move those two machines, we could still get an open house without two machines.
Why don't we plan,
It's going to take us time to unpack and set up, we're already behind. We would have had our open house last week, so I'm just getting nervous.
Oh, I thought you had said the 15th.
That was the outside accommodation date, I thought.
No, that was what I thought.
Yeah,
the-
so
the-
So our open house is usually the first week in October. The second week, like around the 15th, is our orientation.
Oh, okay.
And then students start right after, and we would have been starting our safety meeting training October 16th. So I'm just worried if we're waiting on movers to move anything over, we're not anywhere close to ready.
Right. Unless the movers call back tomorrow and say, yep, we'll have everything moved by middle of next week. I mean, is that just a hard thing right there? We can't move anything in until the big stuff's in?
well, I suppose there's some things that we could move in, but until the floor is cured, I don't want to move anything into the rooms.
Understood. But
Understood.
Yeah, let's say the floor's cure and are in move-in condition, but we don't have the movers on board yet. You're saying it's,
No,
It's
there's smaller
advisable.
things we could move in if we're waiting. So-
okay. Well, I'm going to leave it to you folks to coordinate that. I just want to take advantage of as much of the time as we can. All right. Anything else, folks?
appreciate it. We'll reach out this week and just give you, at the end of the week to just give you the updates, okay? And if you want to look at the spaces, just let me know, and I'll meet you over there.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks to your team too, Sam.
Next up, Director of Finance report. It actually says Director of Finance. Look at that.
Okay, so I wanted to review, first we'll review the 400 series. That's the first attachment. If anybody has any questions, it's pretty self-explanatory, I believe, but
I had a question.
you got a question?
Yeah, no, it made sense. The thing I asked Susan before all of you guys walked in is like, what are we paying Mystic Landscape Services for when I think we have a crew? So,
No.
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 Okay.
I was thinking you were talking of Town of Groton was an extra $70K.
And so the town of Groton, the 70K is for supervisor of mowing and plowing. We've been paying that position for years.
Town does some fields for us. Mystic Landscape does the rest of them, rest of the schools.
And the town does support some snow removal, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a supervisor that oversees
Right.
all that.
And so is this like put out to bid every couple of years?
Yep.
I think it was a 5-year contract.
5-year?
So we're renewable.
When's it coming up?
I think we're only in year 2, maybe.
Okay.
I'd have to look
Okay.
at it again. Been dealing with them so long, I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, I always thought either we mowed our own. I'm
That's
just
what
thinking
I
of the
thought.
mowing, or the town did it, or
Yeah. That's what I thought, I
we
guess.
paid the town, or there was a credit or something like that.
I think since I've been here, we've always farmed it out, haven't we?
Long before I got
Yeah.
here.
Well, you got here just a little before I did.
Would you say that, contracting out to Mystic Landscape Services saves us at least this amount of money in terms of, we'd have to beef up our crews, equipment, et cetera, if we wanted to handle this work ourselves, right?
We'd need more employees. We'd be paying them more than I'm sure than what he's paying. But yeah, this is less expensive than if we did it ourselves.
Okay. And I'm sure you don't have a handy, who does, but it's a thought anyway, which is probably, or we believe, or based on experience, we believe that this is cheaper than crewing up ourselves to do this work. All right. CWPM is waste removal. Yeah, it says right there. Learn to read. So that 100, when they remove waste, they're removing it in what form? Is it just boxes by
Dumpsters.
dumpsters by the
Yeah,
yard?
there's cardboard dumpsters and there's trash dumpsters.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Dean, go.
No, I was going to say, I'm curious, is there any way to reduce that significantly? Well, by throwing away less, I guess.
No. And this doesn't include Ernie's stuff, right? This is just school waste, right? Not the food stuff? Doesn't Ernie's?
Ernie's part of the school.
Oh, Ernie's is part of this number too? Okay.
I didn't run it by fund, no, this is Fund 1, but we typically pay it out of Fund 1,
Okay.
or general fund, sorry.
Yeah.
I do think that these are helpful.
Yes.
We've done the 300s and now the 400s, and before we go into budget season, I think Jay had sent a really kind, gracious note saying that as we go into, because this was really his idea, so shout out to Jay, but as we go through budget, it's always, a lot of board members have had questions about, so what's really under here? And so this really shines a light on the expenses that are in the 400s.
Exactly.
And whether they're in the right category. Because we will be moving copies, it's not repair and maintenance, but it's always going in the 400s. It really should be in the 500s as a service, or, copies is not
repair or maintenance.
You know what's
Yeah.
going to happen. People will say, how come this shot up 1,000% or something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah, that's the problem though, but the issue is I have to, my next report is about reporting it to the state.
Right.
And I have to upload it, and if things are incorrect, we're manually changing it. So I'd like to get the chart of accounts as accurate as possible.
Right.
Yep,
We've got a road to hoe.
yes.
I know that.
Just the chart of accounts, not even
Yeah.
the expenses,
Yeah.
right? But you're right, as soon as you change something, then there's questions, and there has to be a note in the budget book.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know, I've been in treasurer, and people said, how come last year, what happened over here? We're not paying for this, and we're paying, no,
Yeah.
I just moved it.
Yeah.
Take my word
Yeah.
for it, I just moved it, okay?
Yeah.
Why'd you move it?
No.
Because
Had
it's-
to.
so we just need to educate, like, not only ourselves, but like the people who fund us. So if we, maybe in the budget book, like, we have like a little list of, hey, these are all our transfers, and you could see that we didn't increase. I think that was, as we mentioned in the budget meeting, the main concern was transparency, and if we have a sheet, and it's like, hey, we're moving it to the right spot, I think we'll be in a good shape. Yeah, let's move it. I mean, if it's in the wrong spot, let's fix it, right?
Now's the time.
Now's the time.
So,
Keep up going this way.
Yeah.
so our 5-year contract, do we pay, is it, it's a contract for so many dumpsters, or what's the unit? Is there a unit price? How's the contract price determined?
I'd have to pull a contract.
Okay. Because I was thinking if it was by the dumpster,
Well, they know how many dumpsters, they know how many schools we have, how many dumpsters are in each building, so on and so forth.
I didn't know I didn't know whether it was a sort of a fixed price where even if we were able to remove like a dumpster, you wouldn't see a difference in the price because, we're paying a fixed
Yeah,
price.
they come in and move them twice a week, but if we have to, for instance, at the end of the year when the teachers throw all this stuff out and they load up the dumpster, sometimes we have to call them, it's an additional,
Or it's by pound.
additional payment, so we pay more at those times.
Does the unit price increase, or in other words, would it be worthwhile to throw stuff out during the year rather than save it for the end of the year and pay a premium, like time and a half? Or?
That's what I was thinking, like, start throwing things out at spring break.
I'm just thinking, because I could,
It's harder at school than home, and you know how hard it is at home.
By nature, teachers are hoarders.
okay. So I'm not,
There's nothing wrong with being a hoarder. You have to hold on to things that you might need throughout the school year.
It's not a secret. I keep saying, like, why do we have so many storage?
As a former teacher, I can say
And
that.
you have said that.
As a current hoarder, I can say that.
I've asked Sam, I'm like, who's the hoarder?
I'm trying hard to get rid of paper and finance. Go digital so that we have less recyclables there.
Even
But
sending our
It
auditors
takes time.
the copies that
Yeah.
they need
Like electronically.
electronically.
I'm just wondering how much of this can be controlled. I had an idea of, if you told people, hey, we generate this many dumpsters, if the school, including the students, could make it like a student project, if we took the following steps, we could cut out and we could save X dollars in the budget, wouldn't you like that kind of thing? That's why I was asking about the unit price, and are we paying by the dumpster, are we paying by the quarter, or...
Why don't you take a look at that?
Yeah, I'd just be curious. I don't know what kind of a dent you could make. If you told the students, hey, we have a project, everybody can do their little bit, and we can save a lot of money by cutting out cutting down a number of dumpsters that we
We could give it to the business class there, just give them a project.
oh, that's it, yeah, do an analysis.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that business class is like a good one. I don't know if the lady retired. She had mentioned she was thinking of retiring, but like that would be a great project for that business class because it's taking like real application that the school can use and then they can, so it's something I don't know.
If you were going to do that, you'd have to make sure the dumpster were absolute empty, because whether it's full or whether it's half full or a third full, you're still going to get the same charge.
They take it.
Yes, they take it.
Interesting. I wonder how often it's like half full buses. I wonder how often. Yeah,
They're not very
half.
half full, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, I'm sure we generate a lot of waste.
But, yeah. So it's not the case that we ever really have very many, or if any at all, half-empty dumpsters or empty dumpsters. Okay. So we pay by the trip, basically. The dumpster's delivered, whether we put anything in there or not, dead rats, cats, paper, whatever, cardboard, they take it, they don't.
Same as my waste removal, I pay regardless if there's anything in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Right?
That's what we do.
Yeah, so that would be, so it sounds like it would be tricky then to say, hey, everybody, we can save on X number of dumpsters if we took the following efforts, because they come periodically to pick up the
We're
dumpsters.
looking into.
Yeah,
And they're probably not the only vendor in town, so when their contract is renewed, or like up for renewal, we can probably put it out to bid too, right? Like, or are they the only game in town in Groton?
No, they're not in Groton either, so
Okay.
they come out of
New London,
Franklin.
Franklin.
yeah. Town of Groton, you explained.
There are about 3 companies, but they all have business right now, and they've switched on occasion when the bid went out, but they've all got, if somebody else comes in and takes this one, then somebody's going to go back and get the other one that they just abandoned, so they can only take care of so many.
Yeah.
They're all about the same size, so.
Oh, okay. Oligopoly. I'm just kidding.
I don't know, all of a sudden I'm picturing groups of middle-aged men sitting outside Satray alleys in North Jersey. Okay, sorry for the reference. So,
you.
copier leases, that's Canon, right? And then copies. What's the difference between copier leases and copies? Canon is the equipment and Ryan is the what?
We pay per copy. Per copy.
Oh, okay,
So
explain.
Ryan is
Yeah.
the one that bills us for the copies. Canon is the leasing company that we lease the copiers from.
Well, so these things work together. This isn't, some machines are leased, other machines, we pay some other way.
No, it's all
That's all together.
together. Canon's just the financial service that does the lease. Okay, we go through Ryan to get the copiers.
I see.
And then they charge us for the copies.
Right.
That could be confusing. Because when people think of leasing a copier, they go, here's my price per month to lease a copier. If I have 100 copiers, I multiply by 100. I pay for the paper, I pay for the toner.
But we also
I may or
pay
may not
for
have a
copies.
maintenance contract with the lease. And so, boom, this is my price for renting the copiers, for leasing the copiers. So to see 2 different charges like that,
It's typical.
okay.
Yeah. I mean, copier leases should be in the 400s because it's a rental lease. It goes in the 400s, but copies is more of
Supplies.
a service, like you're providing, should go in the 500s. But we have a lot in the 500s, so when we get to the 500s,
So the copy,
transportation,
yeah.
you know.
I kind of like having the copy leases and the copies together. though.
I mean, maybe that's why they kept it together, because it is kind of
Logical.
intertwined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
May I ask what the unit cost to like, for one paper, like when we,
Do we know?
I would have to look at
no, I wasn't sure if you knew from the.
Oh, I don't know off
For
the
the math
off the
department.
hand.
You know why? Because I have a feeling we, general BOE, contributed during budget season.
Yes,
Absolutely.
it's,
No,
Absolutely.
yeah. It's a drop in the bucket. Come on.
I don't know, that's why I was asking.
How many hundred? There are 9 of us, for Pete's sake. You know.
because there
No,
is
but
way
we
to
keep
limit,
track of it.
but we keep
We keep
track.
track of it, the principal
Yeah,
knows.
I'm sure we can
So
see how much
they,
per-
they can oversee it if
per
there's
student.
anything that's out of ordinary.
Because that's an area typically, I mean, since I was a teenager, copiers have been a source of abuse. People overuse them because, hey, the employee's not the, so we went to coding systems, right? You know, you can't make copies,
So
you
you- well,
can't
we have
copy your
to-
Oh, yeah,
face
yeah,
unless you put a
copy
code in
back.
for a client.
Yeah, we
Okay.
do. So they know who's doing what.
So they know who's, yeah.
Yeah.
How many copies the business office
Number
is
of copies.
making.
people
I'm
find.
joking, yeah, I'm joking.
Your former team and Joyce are like number 1 users.
Yeah, there's another area, I mean, is there a way to like reduce the use, but
So we monitor it.
It's hard to,
Yeah.
because,
I would say
Some
that we're
people-
doing more digitally these days.
oh, yeah.
Than we used to do.
We were told 20 years ago we were going to go paperless. All of us are going to be paperless. So,
Not as easy as
Oh,
one
no.
would think.
all right, so water, electric, that's pretty self-explanatory. Train, HVAC services, generators. Generators is, what's the 38 grand for? Just maintaining the
This
generators?
is the repairs. like
Repairs,
Repairs and
the
maintenance.
maintenance?
The 400 is repairs and maintenance. So the water goes under repairs and maintenance. The electric, there might have been some repairs
Oh,
there.
I'm sorry.
Because
Yeah.
the electric, like Eversource, that goes to a 600. So
Right.
it's a little confusing.
Sorry.
I probably shouldn't have put the electric there, but it was probably a repair of.
So is this, are we having a bad year, or is this
Water
typical? I
heater.
can't
Was that a
tell.
water heater that we, what did we have that you had
That we had to go
replace?
to Groton Utilities.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're here.
Which one?
The water,
Probably
we pay
Fitch
Groton
issue.
Utilities,
It's
the
probably
repairs that
Fitch.
we,
What do they repair, I guess, is the, or is it the water we get from them?
I don't have it with me, it's on my computer,
Yeah.
I have to look.
I think we
Have the
went,
detail.
I think we went to Fitch, like I think some boiler, right, Sam?
I have a
He's
feeling
had a
it's,
couple new boilers.
Yeah.
Well, we get water from the Groton Utilities too, on that side of town.
I have a
So
feeling
it's water
it's,
and electric,
Right.
but repair of.
I mean, do any of these numbers here, from the 74,000 down on the bottom, do any of these numbers in here include acquiring any capital equipment, any assets? Or is it
No,
just
this isn't
repairs?
maintenance.
Repairs?
no, if it was capital, it should go to 700.
Okay, should go,
Should,
right.
but I would have to double check that it's getting coded right if we buy,
Yeah.
a generator.
Or something like that?
When do you cross the line? So if you were to buy a whole new unit, okay, a new generator or a new hot water heater, that's clearly the acquisition of an asset that goes
Correct.
someplace else. But what if you just replaced a lot of the guts of the unit? That would not fall under, that wouldn't be a capital. That, you're still on this line, it's still.
If we're repairing and
Repair.
maintaining and it could be multiple units, it
Yeah.
could be one at the
I feel
middle
like
school,
you
one
have
at the high
repairs
school.
of generators lately.
This was last year we did, we had to have, because, and it could, like I said, be at multiple locations.
Yeah, I was just curious, when, at one point does it become something that is
I understand what you're saying.
capital, yeah.
At what point,
Yeah. Doesn't it-
if it's too expensive to repair, you should be purchasing a new one and putting it as capital.
Right.
But what's the threshold?
Because you can
I
do the
would
same
think
thing
it
with
should be like 20,000.
cars.
Yeah, 2020.
People will often get a new car. They'll say, "Oh, my car has so many things wrong with it.
Yeah.
I'll get a new car."
Right.
So that's a purchase of a new asset. Well, it's not really an asset very much, but I mean a new vehicle. But you could opt to say, you know what, brake work, I'll do it. Transmission work, I'll do it. Cooling system, I'll do it. You can do that. You can keep a car indefinitely that way if you really wanted to, and it would not constitute acquiring a new
Right.
asset.
We put a new
But you're effectively, I mean, so it's sort of a
engine in our
sort of a-
Toyota Corolla, and it has 285,000 miles because, 4,000 for a new engine, I get it.
Yeah.
Doesn't ring.
Well, yeah, so you put a whole new engine in the car. I mean, all that's original is the,
Yeah.
the upholstery of the steering wheel.
A few other things.
But so at some point, it becomes kind of a fictional divide between those two. Yeah, okay.
We'll have to keep an eye on it. I feel that if it's a repair that's over 20,000, to me, that should be
Yeah.
capitalized. I agree.
Right, yeah, so I didn't know, there must be a standard in there somewhere, in GAP or wherever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw that out there, GAPs, like I know what it is.
Do we know if these are contracts so that we can always call Train and say, hey, something is broken and they come out, or is it usually emergency based?
We just called Train the other day to come out. We need to replace some parts at Kolnaski, for instance, on the HVAC system. So, yeah,
But it's not part of a maintenance program.
no, we
Well, they
do.
have the HVAC systems on a regular basis, right?
Yeah.
We have to by law now. Each school is going through
Right.
kind of a monitoring system.
Right. I
for the law.
guess the question is, how much of this is just, we pay as they come, and how much of this is we have a yearly contract for X dollars? that-
We don't have a contract like that. We do the maintenance on these items, and then
Oh, you
if we
do.
can't, if we're unable to do it, and we need technical help from Train or
Then you
one of
guys-
those type companies,
okay.
then we call them in to help us. Or for parts, there are certain parts that we can't just go down to the parts place and get. We have to buy through Train for
Yep.
those. Certainly,
Okay.
but not all schools, but a couple of the newer schools.
Your
Got
region
it.
supervisor was just sharing that story with me today, that he had to make that call.
Yep.
Got it.
So you can remove the tick yourself, or if you're too skittish, you go to urgent care. Okay. All right, man, I'm gonna
Yeah, no,
done
thank
talking.
you.
Any questions, Jen?
No,
Any
thank
questions,
you.
Jay?
Yes, thank you. I did have to step away for a minute, but first of all, I just want to say, again, thank you, Rita. This is very helpful. These questions come up right in the middle of budget. Everybody wants to know, what is the $890,000 we're spending? And there's like this flurry to try to extract this information in real time. So by having it in advance, I think is going to be really helpful this year. The one thing I may have missed was, so we say town of Groton. What exactly are we paying for again for the town of Groton? Is this for the snow?
That's for the $70,000 supervisor for mowing and I believe plowing as well, so.
Okay, so that's the plowing and.
I shouldn't say just, I shouldn't just say mowing, because they also, the football field and the artificial, and the grass field at the middle school, they don't just mow it, but they also, while we purchase the chemicals to put on, they'll apply the chemicals and on both those fields too, so. And then, of course, they assist us with plowing at the high school, Kolnaski. I think they had to drop one school, so I'll find out what we're going to have this year here pretty soon, because I'll be talking with them pretty soon.
Yeah.
So, yeah, interesting. I'm sorry, Jay, go ahead.
So we do appreciate that
We
support.
pay, so we pay to this supervisor, and then the balance of it is for those, report to him, that are actually doing the plowing and the mowing of the fields.
I don't know
Yeah,
where
the
that,
balance is the services they're providing. They bill us, yes.
So we pay the town of Groton, and we pay Mystic Landscaping Services. Sorry, Jay.
Yes.
Yeah, well, the town is maintaining the fields, is that my understanding? And then somebody else has to take care of the incidental lawns that we maintain around the district.
the town does the football field and the grass field at the middle school.
Do they do anything else?
For lawn care,
Lawn care?
no.
Okay,
The rest is done by Mystic Landscape.
okay.
Okay. And I did come in sort of in the middle of the copy explanation. So we're leasing equipment from Canon, so we're paying them for the machines, and I assume the service, right? We have service agreements.
Yes.
And then this Ryan Business System, so they're providing the toner and the paper for the 79,000.
At the paper. I believe the toner is included. I have to double check, but that's for the copies that we make.
So,
I'm just trying to understand.
right.
If we're buying paper and Canon's providing the services, the copiers and the service of the copiers, what exactly are we getting from Ryan? Toner?
No, the Canon is the lease on the copy machines.
Just the lease.
Just the lease. It's the
Just to
leasing
borrow.
company to borrow the copier instead of buying a copier.
Okay.
And then Ryan is
But-
copies and some of the agreements. Yeah, they do some maintenance, but it's mainly copies. That's why I put copies here, because some of it is maintenance, but it's not a lot. Because we switched the,
At home, I buy a printer, I buy the toner, I buy the paper. The copies don't cost me anything, because I've covered the toner, I've covered the equipment, I've covered the paper, so I'm trying to understand what service Ryan provides for $79,000. They're not providing the paper, or the toner, or the
I
service.
believe they're providing the toner.
What-
I can
Okay.
double check, but I
Okay.
believe they're providing the toner. I don't believe we buy the toner for them.
Okay. All right, I mean, that's just something that, I mean, the
Because the
person
toner
makes,
would
I'm
be
sure it's gonna
expensive.
come up,
Yeah,
I mean, we do.
you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
no colors.
The utilities, it's confusing because, so water is in the 400s, I understand that. Last year it was around 70,000
Yes.
for water. However, our water is provided by utilities and aquarium, depending on the side of the town.
Yeah.
The building's located on. So maybe that should be utilities, aquarium.
Yeah.
Electric, I thought, went 631.
Yeah, that electric note was just some services they provided. It's not the electric service from Eversource and
Oh, okay.
all those. So sorry about that
Okay.
confusion.
No, that's okay. It is you know, it's good that we're kind of going through all this now. Like I said, this is almost like a dry run, so we're ready
Yeah.
to-
Then you guys can help explain this.
Yeah.
We'll forget all about it. Okay.
Yeah, we'll ask all these questions again, Rita.
Just to be clear, yeah.
But at least you'll be ready.
I'll be ready with my report.
Tell them to watch the finance.
He won't be here to ask the questions.
I won't? Oh, no, right, yeah. I guess they'll come to the mic. Full
Yes, you can.
Full disclosure, yeah.
Anyway, all right, so thank you so much.
No, we're, okay.
All right.
Yeah. We're going to get to it.
So that's it for attachment 2. See?
Moving right along.
Moving along.
Moving along. 3.
All right. So now we go to review state function guidelines. Rita, you're on.
Yeah, so attachment 3 is right from the state guidelines of the EFS report that I have to file. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because of the budget transfers that are in the packet. District-wide health services or district-wide services was put in the budget book into 1,700 function, which is incorrect. Anything that begins with a 1,000 is instruction. As you can see, the levels means it could be school or district level based coding. But I just wanted to give you guys a guideline that I have to follow with the state reporting. So there is a big budget transfer to move all of the central, all the district-wide support that should be in a 2,300 instead of a 1,700.
And that's in purple, right? That charter district?
It's right above the charter
Oh, okay.
in red, the district 2,300.
Okay.
General administration usually takes care of liability, insurance, health insurance, all of those types of expenses should be in a 2,300. Does that make,
And they will be in this budget book.
they will be. We're making the transfers now in this current year so that they're recorded in the correct expense function.
And then we can compare this year appropriately to next year.
Right.
So they'll be in the right places for 25.
Oh, no. Adrian is going to be right there with last year's budget book, going, where is?
Well, look and explain.
Well, we'll have this.
Yeah, you'll need a key to go from one year
And
to
last
the other.
year's budget book, I know, does not match. I'm trying to think about a report I can give you that gives the budget more detailed by function that's actually in the system. Because what's in the budget book is not what's in the system because we got cut
Yeah,
by 2 million something.
Yeah.
So I am trying to figure out a report before the budget season so that we'll have something to compare it to. Because we cannot compare it to the budget books because
Yeah.
it's not going to align.
Maybe what you could do is take like the final numbers before when we presented to the town,
Yeah.
and then the cut, of the 2 million plus, and then our starting point.
Yeah, because
And
you
just
wanna do apples to
basically,
apples. You
yeah.
wanna do-
And then include your transfers, so maybe like 2 or 3 columns to say, starting point, your transfers, and then anything else we do, and then just say like, don't pull the budget book unless for descriptions.
We'll have to talk about it.
Yeah.
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 Like
I
said,
don't know
I'm
if
still
that's
working-
hard or, yeah.
I'm still working on trying to get a more detailed by function, what is in the system right now.
Yeah. And if we need to fix those too, let's,
But
Yeah.
that's what attachment 3 is, if you have any questions.
So
But
these,
that helps you
I'm sorry,
orient
yeah,
it to
so,
the following.
right. So 3 is what you have to do by,
Right,
Right.
this is how I have to report the expenses. And then attachment 4 is the budget transfers that we have had to make by function, if they're crossing functions. So the first one was the one I just spoke about. It was in the 1,700 and it has to be in the 2,300. So we created 2,399 and moved all of the budgets into that function. The other ones on these pages, there's a little description, and I hope I gave you enough information. And it basically, we're trying to make sure that the things get in the right function and the right account, so that you will see budget transfers this year, because the schools are getting used to, making sure we don't go over. In the past, it hasn't been monitored as closely, so the
It
only,
was a practice that was
it was a
done.
practice, right. The only department I'm still meeting with is Sam's department, because his department's a little different, he has to sometimes do the work before we can get the transfer done, because,
It's an emergency.
yeah.
Yeah.
it's really zero though, right?
What's that?
Yes,
Well, yeah.
they're really zero, they're in and
Yeah.
out, but I do
Yeah.
get a total of what we're moving,
Yep.
yes.
right, the net is.
The net is
The net is
Yes,
zero.
absolutely. But this is the way I tracked it. I- If you have any comments.
And these are all the instructional
Yeah.
functions, it looks like, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of the instructional
Yeah.
that we had to move around, because, when you do cuts, it is hard to know where to cut that they're actually going to be not purchasing from.
Like when
I
you
don't
know.
take
Yeah.
100,000 away from supplies, you kind
Right.
of do it across the board, but proportionally. But then, like the high school said, well, we didn't want this supply line cut, we wanted, we can do it here, but we can't do it
Right.
there. So we asked the principals to weigh in to make it less painful.
And they're aware now that budget transfers need to be made if it's in the negative. But the ones you guys are seeing are the ones that cross function. I just want to make that clear, because that's the policy.
Any questions? Going once, going twice. Jay, anything?
No, I've been studying this, it's not affecting any of the accounts, it's just the functions at the back of the book.
Right. Yeah, we're not taking money from, third grade reading and putting it into the football team.
Right, so we'll still be able to track the increase and decrease on the account level.
Right.
Yeah, I added a column in the next report that hasn't been there before, to track, original budget versus current budget.
I like that. You see that, Jay?
Attachment 5.
Yes, I looked at
It's on the summary, but at least I had to look for reports in e-finance to find it, but I found it.
I think this
On a
also,
mission, I find.
this will also help us during budget season.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's a nice
because If
walk.
you're not doing the budget transfers and having a final budget, that is what you actually spend
It's
the
more
money on.
complicated, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I
original budget,
remember that,
So-
too, that, a lot of conversation around that. Do you remember that, Jen?
so original budget was what the numbers that we adopted.
The number you adopted, yeah.
Right, and current budget is what we wound up having to live with.
No, the original budget and current budget are the same. It's just there's transfers now.
No, I see what you mean, yeah, I'm sorry.
There's transfers, yeah. Original
Yeah.
budget is still what they got, what was approved by the
Sorry,
town.
yeah, okay, yeah, not our original budget, our.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right.
We never, it's a good point. Because, we always wind up with these piles of documents year over year. It's, superintendent's budget and the proposed budget, then we have, the BOE adopted budget. And I think the mistake people make is they always go back to the BOE adopted budget. Isn't this the budget that we adopted?
No.
Yeah,
But that was
It's not
just
always-
one shoe that dropped, the other shoe hadn't dropped yet.
right.
And that's what the
Yeah.
council comes back with, and they never come back with, okay, whatever you want. But we never recap. It's always in a different format. In other words, we don't come out with yet another book that says, okay, remember the one that says adopted BOE budget? Here's the revised adopted BOE budget as, whatever, however you want to title it. It doesn't come out as a separate publication. It comes out as basically the worksheets.
But
Correct.
each department and each principal gets, I think, whenever they want, but at least monthly,
Yeah,
they
monthly.
get a report from eFinance. It says exactly what they have.
Right.
And if they're making those transfers, they know exactly what they've got left over.
So
And they're encumbering more, and so we're really keeping on top of it better.
so internally, we know what the numbers are,
Right.
we know what the reality is.
Right.
But my point is that in terms of the top-level documents, we see your proposed budget from January, say, and then our adopted budget, and lots of other papers in between. But our proposed clearly is not the last word, but you never get a third book that says, well, here's our proposed as butchered by the town council.
Yeah, I don't think,
That's
any
like the-
district does a third, but you're right.
Right, yes, I think that leads to some confusion. Well, it says adopted right here,
Yeah.
Well, that's why I was saying, before the next budget, I'm trying to come up with at least a report that's going to get incorporated into the budget book, in my opinion, because we can't go from the last budget book. We
No.
can't compare to
No.
that.
Yeah.
Not comparing
And that
that.
caused a lot of confusion the last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a supplement of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a one-pager to say like an amendment to our budget book so that they can reconcile it before,
Radish sheet.
yeah.
Well, if it's
make
by
a vote.
function, it's going to be multiple pages.
Yeah,
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 But
yeah.
okay.
anyway, so
Any more questions?
the attachment 5 is just a little brief, synopsis. I can tell you that we're still working on encumbrances. Obviously, we're only at 34%,
Yeah.
But, just a second, is that correct? I don't know if that's accurate. Yeah, so a lot of the salaries, we're still working on encumbering the hourly people. Salaried people are encumbered,
Because
but
you know.
because they're easy to
Yeah.
encumber. It's this hourlies that we're working on.
Right, and those are educated guesses.
Yes,
Get it.
but I do want to get them in finance,
Yeah.
Yes,
so we are working, my staff's going to be working on that in the month of October,
Okay.
okay? And on some of the contracts, like I said,
And I think we're going to meet with the principals too to talk about having them look ahead on even encumbering some supplies that are immediate needs so that we, make sure that they get what they.
right, because the supply line obviously has a lot available, $1.1 million is still
Right.
not encumbered. But I try to get them to make sure they encumber by January. I mean, it's still early. My opinion.
Yeah.
Any
Questions?
questions?
Preguntas? Fragen?
Somebody's got his hand up.
Eroticis? Jay?
Yes, so just going back to, I remember last year when Ray made certain adjustments after our budget was adjusted, and that actually, questions about that lingered for over a year. So I just want to be crystal clear about what we're doing here on attachment 5. when you say, just pick account 700, or the major account 700. So when you say that the original budget is 268,142, what drove the change to 221,763?
That would be,
It's not, I'm sorry, go ahead.
that would be a budget transfer that's not that's not crossing functions. It could be a budget transfer that IT made because they're still learning what is capital and what is, considered equipment, because I use a threshold of 1,000 or above, that's what the state uses. So if they buy something that's $1,000 or more for one piece, it needs to go in equipment. But if it's under 1,000, it needs to go into supplies. So they could have moved their budget out of the equipment because it went down, correct? Yeah, went down
And probably put it in supply.
and put it into supplies. I'm just giving you an example, but it's the departments that come to me and say, or they try to put a purchase order in for something that costs less than $1,000. We reject it because it's under 1,000, it's going to equipment. And we say, you need a budget transfer. So that's the difference. That's why I'm showing you now original budget versus current budget. Does that make sense, Jay?
Okay, yeah, 'cause I'll tell you that past practice is the wrong term for this, but the way that we used to do it was that transfers would take place during the year, and then at the end of the year, they would just even everything out in the end of the year. So I think by doing this monthly, my question is, so are the transactions that created the change, for example, on the line 700, are those detailed in attachment 4? If we would go through that with a fine-tooth comb.
They may not be, because attachment 4 is only between function, when it crosses function,
Not up.
not object. Does that make sense?
Okay. All right.
So say the high school, or, I don't know, IT is probably a better example, say IT is function 25 something, and he has to move money from equipment into supplies, it would not be on attachment 4 because it stayed in his function, in his. Attachment 4 is just crossing functions per the policy.
Jay, but you will
Okay.
see it, Jay, you will see it in her attachment 5, like in the detail. Like if you go to the 700s series, you could see, it says facilities transferred, required, or needed. You see it? Or
Okay, yep, all right.
at least that's how I'm reading it.
Well, I
Or-
made those notes for any thing that is in the negative, because I don't want to go in the negative. In the past, you are correct, they waited till the end of the year to do all the transfers, but I'm not approving, except for facilities right now, I'm not approving anything that says doesn't have the money.
You
It's
have
in the
to have
negative.
the money.
It has to be in the correct object, in the correct function. So, so my notes that says facility transfer needed, me and Sam have to sit and transfer those budgets. But other than that, the other departments shouldn't have any negatives. We're doing the budget transfers monthly for whatever they need.
All right, and just to be clear, the board only has to vote when the transfer is between objects,
Between functions.
Functions.
between functions.
Correct.
That's the policy.
That's number 4. Yep. That's attachment number 4.
But you're able to see it in this attachment 5, how what's been done, right?
It is kind of confusing because attachment 5 is by object.
Yeah.
So there's going to be budget transfers in between the same function that is not going to be on attachment 4.
Yeah.
If I include all the transfers, we're talking about pages and pages. I mean, I only did the function because that's what was in the policy, and it's the big ones, you know? $11 million is just the first one. But do you understand, Jay, that one report is by object?
so-
Yeah.
So by our policy, we have to vote on attachment 4 because we
Yes,
are
correct.
transferring the two functions.
Correct.
Okay. All right,
But she's keeping track of it both ways.
right.
And you can see that in this
Okay.
example of attachment 5.
Yeah.
Right.
And if there is a transfer between account codes, but within the same function, you won't see that. Correct.
You won't see that detail.
Which is fine.
But it's there.
But
It's there.
I
Yep.
mean, it is a zero.
Yeah.
And it's letting the departments handle their budget and put it where they need to put it, you know, because
Mm-hmm.
it's between functions.
By the way, is this orientation on purpose? The way it was printed? Because it allows me to do this.
Oh, I didn't read that.
That must
Say
be
yes.
Joyce, it must be Joyce.
You can say.
But it took the credit?
Someone gets credit. This is a lot easier than, looking, you
Oh,
know,
that
Yeah.
flipping? Yeah.
it orients it this
I
way, so
like
now I
that
can see
too, I noticed
everything.
that too.
Yeah, that's a
Easier
good,
way to look at it,
good comment.
yeah.
All right, anything else?
No, good work.
Jay, anything? All right,
No, thank you very much.
Okay,
thank you, Rita, I believe you're done.
I'm going to stay with this, though.
Okay,
Interesting.
so,
And I think everybody.
yes,
Jay, I have a sheet that I will forward to you. It's a kind of hot off the press, looking at the building and grounds rental schedule and looking at the backup data that we had on how other people do it, because we've talked about the groups, Group 1, Group 2, Group 3. Group 1 being the functions of local government, which are the schools and the rec departments and those kind of things. Group 1 is a $0 proposed rate fee. Group 2 would be non-government. And we talked about, do we call it local charitable or local nonprofit? But it's local and it's non-government. And that would be a half price rate. So Group 3 is ultimately those town-based, profit-making organizations and any other out-of-town organizations. And those are at the higher rate that you have in front of you for each. Oh, good. Thank you. Jen sent it to you, a copy of what I just tried to describe. Everybody, though, would be responsible for custodial, technician staff, police officers if needed, security staff, kitchen staff if needed.
Jay, did you get it? I just took a picture and sent it.
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah, I can read that perfectly.
Okay.
I am going to have to step away, though. I'm getting called to something else. I'll rejoin you a little later.
Thank you.
all right, questions, Jen?
No.
So we've broken this out into Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, and, oh, I see, we have a proposed definition up at the top.
Right.
Okay,
This is per our conversation that we
Right.
had.
yeah.
And looking at a lot of the data that we looked at, how Ledger does it in London, Waterford,
Trumbull.
East Lyme, yeah.
Even Trumbull.
Very similar. I know that last time we discussed, do we talk about for-profit, nonprofit? It's kind of hard sometimes, organizations have nonprofit status, but they,
Well, yeah.
are using our fields for free and they are making enough money. But that's, we're thinking they're non-governmental organizations.
Well,
Do we
there's,
want to add the part that says local charitable, local nonprofit, they're local.
yeah,
non-government.
there's a misunderstanding as to what not-for-profit means. We automatically assign sort of a virtuous tag to it, but nonprofit simply means that there are no shareholders who will be distributed any profits but the people who work for it can get paid, sometimes very handsomely. A lot of money moves in and out of the organizations.
Right.
Not saying they don't do valid work or good work or illegal work or anything like that, but they are, when you think nonprofit, you automatically equate that with charity, and that just isn't so. Charities ought to be nonprofit, but not all nonprofits are charities. It's kind of like the square and rectangle thing. All squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares. So what do we think, Jen?
So I'm just going to throw out some organizations and you tell me where it falls in just so I can get an understanding. So like Groton Soccer Club, number 2? Or 3?
I don't think they would be 3.
No, they are Groton Soccer Club?
Yeah.
I don't know, I can't answer that, I don't know.
We'd
I
have
don't
to
know
know if
whether,
they're a 501c3 or not.
Okay. So that's okay. And then like our little Babe Ruth and Little Leagues and all of that.
those
Okay.
would be, yes, I would think so.
Yeah, those would probably be.
Would we ask people for proof?
Yeah,
We
I
do.
think that's what's
Yeah,
been
they
done
fill
in
out
the
a-
past.
Yeah, they fill out a form.
They make an application, and they have to provide insurance or whatever else not they might need at the time.
And so, like in the wintertime, we have like fake Beatles coming to the high school and they use our auditorium. That would be 3? Or is that like,
It depends on if it's a school profit.
If the school is putting it on, or a school organization is putting it on, then it would have nothing to do with
it,
us.
okay, then it would just be the 0.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
But if it's an outside organization, like we have a dance group, and I don't know if they are, but I think it is a profit-making.
It's a profit-making dance group that comes and uses the
And so they would be
auditorium.
Full price
And they
for
pay.
the auditorium for the day.
Okay. Yeah.
Seems logical to me.
Yeah.
Make a differentiation.
Yeah. Mix.
I feel better
Yes.
about it because, I was in on the first go-round when we first did this many moons ago. And I feel like this, I studied it too as I was working with Erica to figure out how we were going to word it and listening back to our last meeting. And I feel like it's a little clearer. But there will have to be decisions, so there will have to be evidence, evidence-based. We can't just say, oh, what do we think?
No. And so when we have like the Women League of Voters come in, that would follow number 1, local government.
Yep.
Okay.
Anything that's our town, our, town
Rec.
organization,
Rec and rec.
Yeah, Parks and Rec.
Yeah, but the League of Women Voters is not a governmental entity.
I don't know. I was just,
It's like the 4-H club, or
so then would they be 2?
fall under 2. I know it says league and women and voters, but it's a private organization.
But our voters wouldn't pay. Like,
Well,
we
no.
set up voting across the schools.
Yeah.
They would.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So they would be like number 2. I'm just trying to get a feel for it because I'm,
Yeah, when I think function
You
of
know.
local government, I'm thinking our own, in-house school groups. The marching band is having a fundraiser of some sort.
We have an expert who's worked for us how many years? 34 years, and she's just recently retired.
oh boy.
38 years, and she was the one who handled all this.
Oh,
and
boy.
She has trained the new person who's going to be doing this. So
Oh, good.
I'm sure she left exact ways, and not too much different than what we had done before, but we just
Yeah.
clarified it, I think, a little better.
Yeah, no. I just want to make sure that like when somebody comes in and they apply,
Nothing ever got by that person who just retired, I can assure you of that.
Nothing got by her. I'm going to miss her. I'll have to walk with her on Groton one point.
Okay.
well, I hope she enjoys the next chapter.
Yeah, she deserves it.
So this is something that, again, because it's got an R next to it. Oh, wait a minute.
Regulation.
Wait a minute. Current says P on it. Propose has R on it. Nice try. What I was getting at was I thought we had to vote on it, but as long as you put an R in front of it, we don't know anything about it. This is just an FYI.
But I think we've always done that with this policy, is that we bring it here to finance to help us with the money part.
Okay.
And so it kind of goes through policy, and then it comes here to help us with the regulations. So
But-
I think we should continue that.
But theoretically, I'm just saying, it's current, it says P 1330. Now, the proposed says R 1330, so it's being moved from,
I'll ask Erica,
yeah.
what, I want to look at the original thing.
I'm not making an argument it should stay or go. I'm
Yeah,
just
I
saying
just wanna make it
there's a difference here, because if the other members of the board are thinking, hey, when do we get to vote on the current rates? Oh, by the way, we redesignated as an R. It's nothing to worry about.
Right.
We could
I'll
designate-
ask her.
We could designate everything as an R, and we'd never have to meet.
I don't want any confusion when it comes time. So do we vote? Is it an R or a P?
Yeah, I don't know how it's been historically. I mean, I understand bringing it to our attention so that we see it, but technically, if it's an R, then we can say, yeah, no, we like the groupings, and we like the rates. The rates seem reasonable. Then you guys can do what you like. Thank you for your input.
It does
Thank
say
you.
proposed, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so we had
Yeah.
to print that.
Yeah. I'll find out. I'll look at the original and see what
Yes.
we've done.
Nice try.
Yeah.
All right.
So if we don't do anything now, do we have to wait till November before this can get brought to the board? So like by the end of November, like we can't bring it at the end of October? Because we've already met. Is that a true statement?
No, this could come up on our regular.
It can go anytime?
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially if it says P. But it can be shared, it should be shared with the board, no matter what, whether it's an R or a P.
Right.
Yeah. And said that this group looked at it to verify.
Well, we looked at it so we know what's in there.
Yeah. But if you had other ideas, you could certainly let me know.
Input.
I am John Banner. I know nothing. All right. So having
Sergeant Schultz.
played by John Banner. So having passed through our regular order of business, there being nothing else before us, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second. Without objection, we're adjourned. Thank you very much, ladies.